The rain hammered the Navy base like a warning drum, and the cameras caught every second of it. In the very first frame, the man everyone assumed was just another quiet single father walked through the gate, unaware that in less than an hour, the highest-ranking SEAL Admiral in the region would collapse to his knees before him. If you're watching this, don't blink now, this is the moment the truth starts unfolding. And before the end, you'll want to like this video and subscribe, because stories like this, real stories about courage, grief, and redemption, don't come often. His name was Ryan Hale. 36 years old, a mechanic on paper, a single dad in reality, a man with too many secrets. And today, he was simply here because his 8-year-old son, Jacob, had begged to see the retired SEAL dog's demonstration inside the base. Ryan wanted to say no. Crowds made him uneasy, uniforms even more, but seeing Jacob's hopeful smile took him somewhere softer, somewhere before the battles, before the bruises life had given him. So he agreed. 1 hour, in and out, they reached the training yard just as Admiral Keaton Briggs, decorated SEAL, legend, and commander of the Pacific Fleet, stepped forward to greet the visitors. Briggs, despite being in his late 50s, was still built like a tank. He had the presence of someone who could silence a room without saying a word. But Ryan didn't flinch, he didn't salute, he simply nodded, gently placing a hand on Jacob's shoulder. Briggs noticed him instantly. Something about Ryan's posture. The way he scanned the perimeter without appearing to. The way he moved as if his body remembered 1,000 drills. Briggs narrowed his eyes, then smirked. Name and reason for visit? He asked, half joking, half curious. Ryan knew the tone. He used to use it. Just here for the dog demo. My kid loves them. Briggs wasn't satisfied. Rank? He asked, expecting the man to laugh and say, civilian. It was a harmless joke he asked all former military or tough-looking dads. Usually they chuckled, but Ryan didn't laugh. Jacob tugged his sleeve. Daddy, do you have a rank? Ryan sighed. He'd promised himself he'd never say it again. That part of his life died the day his wife did. But lying to his son was worse than the truth. He looked Briggs directly in the eye. Fleet Commander, he said quietly. The Admiral froze. The officers behind him went still. And the base seemed to inhale. For a second, Briggs thought he misheard. I'm sorry, what? Ryan didn't repeat himself. He didn't need to. Because only one man in the entire naval system had ever held the covert classification of Fleet Commander. A role so shadowed that even admirals whispered about it. A role given only to those who led operations no one would ever read about, rescuing people whose names never made the news. Briggs's knees buckled. He stumbled, catching himself on a bench, stunned, breathless, unable to process that the ghost of a leader who'd vanished 8 years ago was standing here in civilian clothes, with a child, looking exhausted, worn, human. Commander Hale, Briggs said, voice cracking. We thought you were dead. Ryan swallowed hard. I was. In every way that mattered. Before Briggs could rise, a shout cut through the air. A dog handler screamed as a trainee dog broke formation, bolting toward the crowd. Children scattered. A woman fell. Officers lunged but too late. The 70-pound Belgian Malinois was headed straight toward Jacob. Without thinking, Ryan moved. No hesitation. No fear. He stepped in front of his son, grabbed the dog mid-leap, twisted its momentum, and pinned it to the ground with flawless precision. Trainers rushed over, apologizing, trembling, mortified. The spectators stared, stunned. Jacob's eyes were wide. Daddy, you moved like in superhero movies. Ryan forced a smile. I just wanted you safe, buddy. But Briggs was staring at Ryan like he'd seen a ghost come back to life. Come with me, Briggs said. Not a request. A plea. Ryan hesitated. I'm not coming back. That life is over. But Briggs shook his head. His sternness cracked, revealing something rawer. This isn't about duty, he said softly. It's about truth. They stepped into the Admiral's office. Jacob sat in the corner with a juice box offered by a kind secretary. Ryan stood near the window, rain running in streaks down the glass. Why did you disappear? Briggs asked. Why walk away from everything? Ryan closed his eyes, the memories clawing their way back. My wife, he said quietly. She died while I was deployed. Complications in surgery. I wasn't there. I was saving people across the world, but not the one person who needed me most. I came home to a baby who didn't even know me. A funeral I'd missed. And a team that still needed me. So I chose my son. I chose to vanish. Briggs swallowed hard. You didn't fail her. I failed my family, Ryan whispered. I failed myself. You saved thousands, Briggs replied. Your leadership kept our men alive. Your operations prevented wars. I just want to be a father now, Ryan said. That's it. Briggs stared at him for a long time. Then something unexpected happened. He stood, walked around the desk, and embraced Ryan, tight, unrestrained, like a brother long lost. You don't owe the world anything, Briggs said. You've given enough. But, if you ever decide you want to serve again, at any capacity, the door is open. Not because we need a commander. But because we need you. Ryan's eyes burned. He didn't cry easily. But this time, he couldn't stop the tears. Not from grief. Not from guilt. But from relief. Jacob walked over and wrapped his arms around them both. And for the first time in 8 years, Ryan Hale didn't feel like a ghost. He felt alive. As they walked out of the office, Briggs bent down to Jacob's level. Your father, he said with a gentle smile, is the bravest man I've ever served with. Jacob beamed with a pride that could have lit the entire base. Ryan ruffled his hair. Come on, buddy. Let's go home. The rain had stopped. The sun was breaking through. And in that moment, Ryan knew. His past didn't define him, his choices did. If you're still watching this, let Ryan's story be your reminder. You can lose everything and still rise. You can break and still rebuild. And you can walk away from the world, and still be its quiet hero. If this touched your heart even a little, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. There are more powerful stories coming, stories that might just change someone's day, or even their life.